Our next guest has taken on some unforgettable roles throughout his career. Jeffrey Dean Morgan had millions, literally millions of people grabbing the tissues
so true.
when he played transplant patient Denny Duquette on Grey's Anatomy.
Oof.
Well, then he showed a really different side in The Walking Dead as the terrifying villain Negan. Well, guess what? Now he's switching it up again. Jeffrey is host and executive producer of NBC's high-stakes competition series, Destination X.
So here's how it works. Contestants travel the world in the dark. They can only rely on clues from Jeffrey, their mysterious game master, to guess their location, and then that is how they stay in the race. Jeffrey, good morning.
I've got a reputation for being a bit of a mischief maker. This time, I got to say, I have outdone myself. I have turned Europe into the ultimate game board. Think of it as my own magical mystery tour. All you have to do to win is answer one simple question. Where the hell am I?
All right.
There you go. Where the hell am I?
That's the big question.
That's a question
I'm
we
asking
asked
myself
this
right now. Yeah.
So it's like a blacked out tour bus, right, that people
Yeah.
are traveling on. Explain what that looks like and then what the information is that you're sharing and how.
Well, the bus is pretty cool. It's very much a rock star kind of bus, so we're not totally killing these people right off the bat. The problem is they don't get to see out the windows. We will show them glimpses for like 10 seconds. And so you see that the smarter of them will start trying to track where the sun is, because you can see kind of light through the windows, but nothing specific. And they will try to track the sun to figure out what direction we're going. And so we travel through all of Europe. And they have to do challenges along the way, which may or may not give them clues to figure out where we are. I throw a lot of
Curveballs.
Yeah, a lot of curveballs. I can be their best friend, and I can be their worst enemy. It sort of depends on what side of the bed I woke up on.
And one of the contestants had never been outside the United States.
That's right. Biggie had never been outside the United States. Biggie's from Kentucky, but the thing with him was he had done a lot of homework and was very prepared going into the game. Most of the players had done a lot of homework, and it's a really good group of contestants. I think the audience will fall in love with some and hate others, which is kind of what you want.
Sure, it's a good show.
Yeah, it's a good show.
That's what we're hoping.
And the fact that they can't leave this bus for days, months at a time, it's rough. I mean,
Sounds pretty gnarly.
I'd go in there and be like, I don't know, and it smelled. It wasn't great. Not on us. We made it nice. It was Febreze aplenty, but players, I think after a while living in tight quarters. Alliances are formed right off the bat, and whether or not those work, it was pretty fascinating to watch.
Speaking off the bat, Walking
Look
Dead,
at that segue.
Dead City, premiered in Cannes last month.
Yeah.
You got to soak up some family time as well, which is always nice when you can combine the two. What was that like?
It was amazing. First of all, thank Cannes for having us. But George had never, my daughter is George, she's 7, and never been to any kind of premiere or carpet event. And they put my handprints in the Cannes Walk of Fame, which was super cool. And I was like, I'd love to have my family there for that. And it worked out, and everybody went. And then we premiered the show there. And it was amazing. And my kids stole the show. My son just turned 15, and I was fairly certain he was going to walk out of there with like a 3-picture deal, because he just kind of owned everything he did.
Oh my gosh. And back to the bat, as Al said.
Yeah.
Lucille is back.
She's back.
Tell us about what the return of this prop, if you don't know, it's this bat, there it is, right there. But we also understand, even on set, you don't really let out of your sight.
I've never been an actor that's a prop actor. Matter of fact, they sort of bug me. I find them to hinder my performance and what I'm thinking. I don't want to have to think about a prop. I'd rather kind of deal with the folks I'm in a scene with. But for some reason, this bat, very early on in the process, I've been Negan now for 10 years.
Wow.
I know. It's kind of crazy. It's now kind of old and gray Negan. But the bat is still cool, and that's the one prop I've ever really kind of made my own. And so between shots, I'll put her in the chair next to me. And I call her. Yeah, there might be some deep-seated issues happening.
Were you surprised at how popular Lucille became?
Yeah. I think Negan and Lucille, I still get, a lot of flack in the streets of New York, especially from fans that will, be mad at me from stuff that happened 10 years ago. But I'll get an occasional, New York salute, one finger salute. Then I know I'm home.
Right. New York. Jeffrey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great to catch up with you this morning. We're so excited about Destination X. It premieres May 27th at 10 p.m. Eastern on NBC, and then episodes will end up streaming the next day on Peacock.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.